Hello, Alessandrina here from Dexter and Alessandrina. And today I'm going to talk about self worth and the value of actually recognizing our own value. So, oftentimes we'll use external circumstances or relationship to say we're either good or good enough or we're not. And of course, that process can keep us very limited in many ways because essentially we build this image of ourselves based on what the environment and what our relationships are saying about us. And it's not reality because anyone you're in relationship with or anything that you experience externally, there's going to be a layer that is a layer of projection essentially from them or from whatever you've recorded about experiences and environments that are not reality. So how do we then learn to value ourselves and to recognize our own value? By simply choosing to. And there's many ways in which you can do that and practice that, of course. And by recognizing that you are valuable, that you are meaningful, that you are good enough, that you are good, intrinsically good, and that nothing about you can ever be bad or wrong or you can never have failed or have made mistakes. And that may look like an extreme to say that. For a lot of people in the language, we use mistakes, we use bad, wrong, we use the word failing, and therefore there's energy associated with it, and we believe in that word and we believe in that reality. And then we say, well, how can it be? I was bad in this situation and I failed, or I was wrong, or I wasn't good enough. And that's simply not true. Just because we imagined it and therefore we experienced it in our brains, in our thoughts, in our chemistry, in our biology, it doesn't mean that actually the experience is real. So cultivating feeling valuable with affirmations, for instance, or by working on your second chakra. The second chakra is the chakra of self-worth, of self-deservedness, of that we learn from relationships, from being in relationships with others. And again, based on the feedback that we get, we'll say, oh, I was good enough, or I was good, or I did this right, or I didn't do this right, or I wasn't good. And of course, again, that's not true. So clearing your second chakra by doing a meditation, for instance, for clearing the second chakra can help you get in touch on a very deep level. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic. You can really feel what it feels like to be in the second chakra, balanced, harmonious. It's kind of like a river is flowing through that space, and there's creative energy, and there's sensuality, and a lot of creativity essentially, and freedom of beingness, and that's a wonderful thing. You can do affirmations. You can say, I am always good as I am always. Or I am good. Or I am good enough, if you want to use that word. Whatever affirmation you use that validates and values who you are without having to do anything, meaning you don't have to have a profession, a relationship, to have any status, money, power, beauty, or sex in the world to have value. Those things are not essentially a reflection of any value. They're just things that we believe in, their control strategy that we use, and they're not true or real. So, in addition to that, there are also mantras. There's a mantra for the second chakra, and if you do that mantra, for instance, VAM, Lam is the first chakra, VAM, VAM, and you resonate that in that space, you're also clearing the energy there. And they are mantras for self-confidence. For instance, there's a mantra which is the mantra of Chamundi, and when you do that mantra, you really get a sense of increased confidence in yourself and feeling deserving and worthy. So you might say that in some areas of your life, you do feel proud of yourself and you do feel worthy. And I would say that really feeling value is not a matter of pride, or it's not a matter of feeling like we deserve or are entitled. And I'm not saying that, every time we feel we deserve, we feel entitled. I'm just saying that sometimes we can have an egotistical perspective on one's own value. And that actually comes from an imbalance. It comes from not feeling actually good enough or valuable. And then we imagine or create a reality where we can make up for it. And of course, that doesn't work. No matter what you do, if you have parts of yourself that believe that you don't have value, then it doesn't matter what you do. It will not really record. It will not really change your state of consciousness and state of beingness at that level. So true value is just you recognizing that you are a child of God, a child of the universe, and you, no matter, even just breathing is enough for you to have value. You don't need to do anything. And that doesn't mean not constantly striving for really doing wonderful things in the world and being creative and bringing positive energy. It doesn't mean just because we recognize our own value that we're not going to do anything to continue to improve, to enhance, to refine our process. Kind of like an artist creates a masterpiece and goes at it and again, refining and refining. It's the same with us. We're constantly refining. And so recognizing your value does not mean that you're not going to continue to be refining your own process and continue to bring value to the world, to yourself, to others, in whichever way you choose to. So you might want to journal also, journaling about your own value. Again, not from an egotistical perspective, can be very helpful so that you can start to connect the dots. We tend to think more about what we don't do right, what we do wrong, how we fail, the mistakes we make, and we think a lot about that rather than spending time actually going back through the day and recognizing, oh, that was great. I really enjoyed doing that. I did well. And so no accolade, no compliment from others is ever going to replace that. So valuing yourself. And of course, if you remember, we always look at things from two sides. Cultivating something and then releasing and clearing on the other end what is not supportive of that which we are cultivating. So in this way here, specifically clearing beliefs, clearing negative beliefs, limiting beliefs about self, clearing recordings about self, memories of having been bad, wrong, of having failed, of not having been good enough, of having made mistakes, etc., etc. So making kind of an inventory of all the ways in which you haven't seen your own value and you haven't valued yourself, and then clearing those using one of the meditations that we offer on our YouTube channel. And then you will feel valuable. Once you clear all the recordings of not having been valuable, then you can really experience yourself in the present moment with your full value and appreciate yourself fully. I hope this is helpful. Sending you love.